is including valuation of shares. Valuation of shares is the process of knowing the value of company's shares. Share valuation is done based on quantitative techniques, and share value will vary depending on the market demand and supply. The share price of the listed companies which are traded publicly can be known easily, but with reference to private companies whose shares are not publicly traded, valuation of shares is really important and challenging. When do we need to value the shares? That is most important. We need to know when we need to value the shares. Is there any time can be valued? Then what is the purpose of valuing the shares? Then we need to know when and how to value the shares. It's not only to knowing how to value, at the same time we need to know when to value. Is that going to be a day-by-day work of a finance manager or an accountant? No, it is not going to be so. So the valuation of shares has to be done in some of the instances which are listed below now. Yes. Well, one of the important reasons is when you are about to sell your business. So we have started a business a few years back, and now we would like to sell our business to someone with a good amount in purchase consideration. Then we need to know what would be the business value. So during that time we can value, we can calculate and value the shares whatever we have in our company. Right? Are you able to follow my words? Yes, good. The second situation is that when you approach your bank for a loan based on shares as a security, you are about to borrow money from bank, so you applied for a loan. So now you will be pledging your shares into the bank as a security. So during that time you need to know what is the value of your share, so that accordingly you can post your loan amount. You can maximize your loan amount if your share value is so good. So this is the second major reason why do we need to value our shares. The third is merger, acquisition, reconstruction, amalgamation, etc. When you merge your company with other company, when you are about to acquire a business, existing company, when you are supposed to reconstruct your firm, when you amalgamate, when you liquidate your company and some other company also gets liquidated, and then both joins together, it's amalgamation. So during these situations, it is very important to value the shares. So whenever you make any alterations in your company due to mergers, due to acquisition, due to reconstruction, and due to amalgamation, so valuation of shares is unnecessary. Then only you can appropriate amount you can get it for your hard workings for a long year. The fourth situation is when your company shares are to be converted For example, you have many preference shares, and then it gets to be converted into equity shares. So at that time, you need to know what is the value of your share. So then only according to the value, you can convert your preference shares, you can convert your debentures, you can convert your loan amount based on the value of equity shares. For example, if your value of share is 500, one equity share, so you have 50,000 loan amount which have to be converted. Then you can get 100 shares. You can just issue 100 shares because every share has 500 rupees. So you can issue 100 shares to convert the loan into shares, equity shares. But if your share value is 5,000, so at that time you can issue only 10 shares. That is enough. Am I clear? So that's how the valuation of shares will be useful when your company shares are converted into the form of equity shares. I hope you understood, clear, and got the clear picture. The next is the valuation is required while implementing an ESP option. So we have in modern days we call this as ESOP option, which means employees who work who render their services for a long period well in the company, or when the employees have worked in the topmost position and given many strategy plan for the development of the company. So during that time, you will issue your shares to your employees. So as part of ESOP, that means Employee Stock Ownership Plan. So in this option, if you issue your shares, during that time you need to know the value of each share. So accordingly, you can issue the number of shares as appropriate to the employee. For example, our Tamil man Mr. Sundar Pichai also got number of shares in his own company for his excellent consultancy services. So this is called the Employee Stock Ownership Plan. The employee will have their own ownership and do regular hard work and render good amount of services to the company. The next best reason for valuation of shares is tax assessment. When you are about to calculate tax for your wealth, accumulated wealth, when you are about to calculate tax for your other capital gains, certain capital gains related to shares. So during that time, we need to know the valuation of shares and which method to be applied, how to value. If an accountant knows this, then the taxation with respect to the share capital, share trading, all these things can be a fugitive. So that is an important area we need to look into because it is highly applicable for all accountants or even the individuals, right, whoever gains good amount of wealth, incomes, and every year whoever files the tax and who trades the shares, through that the gains are getting losses. So for them, so valuation of shares is most important. The next, when you come across any kind of litigation, so when you come across any form of litigations, some illegal activities, or some illegal case filing against you about the value of shares or about the share trading or about the purchase of shares at a higher price or lower price basis. Anyhow, if you come across any case of litigation, then the share valuation is compulsorily required. So where a law student have to learn the valuation of shares, so in which they will be highly useful to them. The accountant need to learn valuation of shares for the tax assessment and other things. A good income earner have to know the valuation of shares for tax filing purpose. A finance manager need to know for the valuation of shares for doing merger, acquisition, etc. A good treasurer need to know the valuation of shares to decide the dividend portion. So mostly it covers the entrepreneurs, businessmen, the people who travels through the share trading business, and the person who earns money and finds the return, and an accountant, and your last student, and also to the investors. The next best one who need to know the best valuation of shares, the investors. So they need to know the valuation of shares, which is held by the investment company. Then any shareholders who compensates the value of shares with some other things. When the company is getting nationalized, when the company is converted into a public sector, when the company is taken over by the government, or when the company is absorbed by the existing companies, it will that time compensation to the shareholders to be given. So in that case, uh, the, uh, we need to know how much the compensation need to be given to the shareholders. Accordingly, we need to pay the compensation, or we need to get the compensation. Either way. So, each one we need to know how to value the shares. So this will be highly useful. I hope you all understood this particular portion, because without this, knowing only the how to value the shares, only knowing the methods of valuing the shares, you need to know where you need to value, why you need to value, and then only you need to proceed towards how you need to value. Let's have a quick recap the various instances where you need to value the share. I request the audience to pay attention and think over the different situations where you need to value the shares based on the lectures. So now, can someone say when you need to value the share? One by one? Yes, very good. Vignesh, Sandil, Iswa, good. You all are trying. And Thomas is so good, and he thinks always beyond the point. Very good. So now, when you are about to sell your business, or when you are about to buy a business from then you need to know the value of shares in the market. So based on that, you can fix the either selling price or purchasing price. The second, when you apply a loan, when you apply to a bank for a loan, so during that time, the banks used to ask some security. So if you are about to surrender your shares as a security, then you need to know what is the value of shares. The third, a quick answer expected from Santini, Rishita, Mukampika, Sakalakala Valli, she is very good. And Christy, yes, you are paying and you are listening, good. So you are paying attention, I hope, good. So that you can attend the quiz without any trouble. So, the excellent student, the intelligent student used to always face some trouble. Handsome trouble means they enjoy the trouble. So when you have a quick reason, it helps you to understand and attend the quiz so positively. So the third situation, when you need to value the shares or during merging your company, the occasion of merging the company, or when you acquire any new company or existing company, or when you do a reconstruction, a sort of reconstruction to develop the company, or when you are about to amalgamate. So during these times, you need to know the value of shares, so valuation need to be done. And then, when the shares are converted from preference shares to equity shares, or debentures to equity shares, or some amount of loan, secured loan which you could not repay, then you convert. Or even nowadays, the venture capitalist used to give a huge amount for starting the business, for running your show, and starting a company, etc., etc. Later, they would like to convert the entire venture capital or part of the venture capital into shares. So during that time, you need to convert that, the venture capital amount, to the number of equity shares. So that time you need to know the valuation of shares. That time you need to know the valuation of shares. Yes. Are you able to pay attention? It's very useful. During interview, these questions are repeated. And the most important thing nowadays is so highly modernized. The employees get the ownership from the company. So that we call as, in short form, ESOP, employee stock ownership. So in this, when you need to issue the number of shares to the shareholders, which means the employees are converted into a form of ownership called shareholders. So during that time, you need to know the valuation of shares. And as I said, any return filing person whoever earns money through some capital gain by using shares in the public or any kind of market, and gains or even lose, at that time you need to know the valuation of shares. So not only that, when a person is having huge wealth and accumulated wealth and pays a wealth tax, and during that time also we need to know the value of shares, so that we can show our the fair value of the shares and the return, so that we can pay the right amount of tax. And if you come across any form of litigation, where share valuation is legally required. That's why I urge all the law students also, and you will be considered by the corporates for any kind of litigations. So during that time, if you know the value of how to value the shares, what are the methods and how to value, then you really great and intelligent person among the many lawyers to get such a kind of consultant service. Then shares held by an investment company, every time they need to value, they used to have some softwares, open source or customized softwares to value the shares. It grasps all the details of shares listed in the NSE, BSE, etc. day by day, and used to grasp and do some sort of analysis and come out with the expected rate of increase or decrease on a particular day. So investment companies always pose the valuation of shares as a regular one. So if you are a student who is progressing and expected to work in any kind of investment company, then you need to know the valuation of shares systematically with the support of computer applications. Then you are really wanted person in the job. In the job market, you will be really wanted, you will be hunted by getting huge pay. So if you know the valuation of shares, it's really a great plus point to you to get eligibility to work in an investment company. Then last but not least, if you are about to give a compensation to the shareholders at the time of when the government takes over your company for some reason, or someone takes over your company and gives some compensation to the shareholders, then you need to know the valuation of shares. Then only you can get the right kind of compensation to your shareholders. Sometimes your publicly traded shares have to be valued because market quotation may not show the true picture. That always happens, not even sometimes it happens. Market value will not show the true picture. The market value is decided based on demand and supply of that particular product, brand and shares of that company. So that will not look a good true picture. So whenever the trade shares are traded publicly, then it has to be valued, and so that you can get to know the large blocks of shares which are under transfer or sales or any form of moves. I hope you grasp the situation in which the shares to be valued systematically, professionally. Now I request you to think of this situation and think a little beyond. What is the upcoming situation is going to be in future, in which it request you to value the share. One of my students said, valuation of shares is necessary at the time of marriage. I am really shocked. I was really shocked. That happens to be because he came to an experience that one of his relatives, when he gets married, the bridegroom family would like to know what is the value of the shares the bridegroom is having, present value of the market share. And he really astonished and really calculated by the support of a chartered accountant, and then gave it to the. Then marriage happened so happily. So it helps in nooks and corners of life, not only as an accountant, as a corporate consultant, as a family consultant, as an investor's consultant, etc., etc. It helps a lot with the valuation of shares. So with this, let me start the valuation of shares, and then I will take you to the various factors influencing the valuation of shares. You are so curious to know what the factors it influences the value of shares. Are you curious? Are you excited to know? Yes, I hope so. You are always connected with my thoughts. Excellent. Yes, I could see your response. Thanks for your response to your thoughts. I could read your thoughts that you are so excited to know what are the factors that influences the valuation of shares. I'll take you into that ocean. Yes, the factors influences the valuation of shares is really an ocean. And let us jump into the ocean and learn what are the factors that influences the valuation of shares. Now, what are the factors that influences the valuation of shares? Is known by one. Number one, demand and supply. Yes, the market demand and market supply of securities influences the price of securities. If the demand of securities is more than the supply, it means that the buyers are more than the sellers. Prices of securities increases when the buyers are more than the sellers, and prices of the securities increases. This is an economic concept. So simple. When the demand is so high than the supply, then the prices of the securities definitely increases. The share value brings up. On the other hand, if the demand of securities is less than the supply, the buyers are less than the seller. It means the buyers are less than the seller. So prices of securities decreases. So share value comes down. So in most of the cases, the demand of your shares is to be more than the supply of the shares. Just like a product or services, whatever you offer in market, the same concept. The shares is rolled out into the market. When the buyers are more, demand is high, buyers are more, then definitely the price of that share increases day by day, hour by hour, minutes by minute. If the demand of the securities is less than the supply, or you can also say when the sellers are more than the buyers, in reverse order, then the prices of securities decreases. Next is bank rate. What is that? In case of lower bank rate, that means interest rate, the bank rate is so less, that means the demand for funds would be higher. The demand for securities would be high. Is it not that? Yes. When the bank interest rate is so less, then people would like to withdraw their amount, whatever is deposited in bank, and divert their deposits into various securities. So the predominant securities becomes the share. So during that time, the value of shares increases. Even if you divert those deposits from banks to any kind of securities, maybe debentures, maybe preferred shares, maybe bonds, but however, the value of share increases. Whereas in case of high bank rate, in case of the interest rate is so huge, the demand for funds will be so less. So what happens? There is highly secured, no risk involved. So the investor would like to deposit their amount into the bank since the bank interest itself is high. So the demand for the securities becomes so less, and therefore demand for securities will become lower. So the bank rate decides how much money to be deposited in the share market. It is a highly qualitative term as well as the quantitative, which means quantitative in the sense the interest rate, the amount of money withdrawn and deposited, rotations, etc. But qualitative means the mindset of the investor. Some investor may believe that the interest rate, even if it is less, it is no risk. So let us continue the same deposit. Some people may think like that. So it is highly qualitative phenomena in the other way, in the psychological point of view. The shares can be purchased only when the investor would like to see a little high risk portfolio. I hope you understood these two major factors. Now what is the next one? Third major factor. Yes, I will take you to that one by one. The third factor is market players. And the security prices are influenced by the market players. Yes, if the number of bulls, we used to have these terms, bulls, bears. You remember in the security market, if the number of bulls are more than the bears, then the prices of the securities would increase. On the other hand, if the bears are more than the bulls, the prices of the securities would decline in reverse. So please remember these two terms, bulls and bears. When the bulls are more than the bears, then the share prices definitely will increase. When the bulls are less than the bears, which means the bears are more than the bulls, the prices of the securities will decline. So market players plays an important role in influencing the valuation of shares. If the market players decides, they can reduce the share price. That's why the most of the share trader feels as a risky part. Then dividend announcement is another factor, but another important factor to influence the valuation of shares. Dividends acts as a signaling device for the share price movement. So when the share moves, share price moves. So dividends acts as a signaling device. Whether the company is going to give huge dividend or would like to plow back the money, whatever they gain and retain into the business. So what is that company decision is going to be? And based on that decision, the share price will change. So the students who were studying financial management, whoever learned the financial management, they knows well. We have the fourth decision called dividend decision in financial management. So in that we have many models: Walter model, Gordon model, Modigliani model, to decide the dividend rate. So based on the dividend rate, the share price movement can be studied. Dividend announcement definitely influences the share price. So, but Modigliani Miller came out with different approach. He said, whatever may be the dividend, it never affects the share price or the value of the firm. But from the Walter and Gordon model, the dividend announcement have a high impact on the value of shares. If the company announces dividends, the share price of those companies tends to increase. An important point to be noted is that if the rate of dividend announced is less than the expected by the investors, then share price will decline. Or if the dividend announcement is more than the expected rate by the investor, then the share price will increase. So which means here this is announce a huge rate of dividend will make your shares to be worthy in the market. So when the dividend is announced is so high, then the investor will come forward to buy the shares, invest into that particular company which gives huge dividend. The fifth factor is management profile will decide the value of the share. Management profile significantly influences the success of companies, and therefore they have an important influence on the share prices. If the management comprises of well-educated, highly experienced professionals with a successful track record, then the share price would be higher. If the management comprises of illiterates or less educated people, new employees, low-paid employees, does not have any track record, then the share price would be lesser. In case the company is taken over by the management having a poor reputation, then the share prices would fall definitely. So the profile of the management also decides the value of the share. Then the next important factor is trade cycle. What is trade cycle? It is a cyclical fluctuations in economic activity. So we call this as business cycle. It has 4 stages: boom stage, peak stage, depression stage, withdrawal stage. So during boom condition, the share prices would increase. During depressed condition, the share price will reach to the lowest point. The share prices would gradually increase during the recovery condition. Slowly, step by step, it increases. So we call this as penetrating share price. And the share price would fall during the recession. So during boom, depression, recovery and recession. So there are 4 stages in the business cycle. I will repeat it again, please make a note, because it always helps for your economics subject also. So business cycle is most important area in business economics. It has four stages: boom, depression, recovery, and recession. So during boom period, it reaches to the top price. The share value reaches to the top price. During depression, it reaches to the lowest point. During recovery, it starts to increases stage by stage. During recession, it starts to diminish stage by stage. Hence, you can design that the business cycle influences the valuation of shares. So next most important factors is speculation. We all know what is speculation. You know what is speculation? We do not know when the income comes, when the revenue occurs, when the profit, when the gains happens. So it always the probability of may or may not be situation. So we cannot guess when it's going to be. That's called speculation. When you use that guess in your investment, then you can call this as speculation. So yes, speculation influences the valuation of shares. In case of speculation, the market is high, then the prices of that share would be showing high fluctuation. In case the speculation at the low level, then the fluctuation in the share price would be lower. Speculation dictates the risk part of share. When the speculation is high, then the shares has huge fluctuation, has huge risk. When the speculation is less, then it is the right time to invest, which means the fluctuation is going to be less, so risk is also going to be less. We use some statistical tool to assess the fluctuations of share price. That is called coefficient of variation. So when you apply this standard deviation, coefficient of variation, variance analysis, etc., then you can see how far the share prices gets fluctuated. If the coefficient of variation becomes high, huge percentage, if you are comparing two companies, say company A and company B, and if you are about to select the one best company to invest your shares, then calculate the coefficient of variation for each share for the last 1 month, say for example. So if the coefficient of variation is too high, that means it has huge fluctuations and it is a speculative market, so has high risk, so better not to go forward. Whereas if the coefficient of variation is so less to other company, then we can go for investing in the shares, investing our monies into the shares. So speculation decides the value of shares each and every time. And the next important factor that influences the valuation of shares is political factor. Yes, politics always the part of society. It also influences the value of the shares. Political factors such as ideology of the party in power. For example, now BJP is in power. So what is the ideology of the BJP? What are the policies of that government? What is the relationship with other countries? All these things influences share prices. These are externalities. However, it decides the share prices. For example, when the UPA government won election, share prices fell to a great extent because it was felt that the government policies would be influenced by communist parties. So likewise, the political factors highly influences the valuation of shares. The next important area is the industrial relation also influences the valuation of shares. In case there is a good relationship between the workers and the management of a company, the productivity would be high, leading to a better profit. Yeah, that's true. No? When the good relationship between the workers and management and the productivity will be high, it leads to a better profit. So therefore, the share prices will also increase. Simultaneously, when the productivity increases, profit also increases. When the profit increases, the share price will increase simultaneously. In case of companies where the industrial relations are poor, a number of strikes are there, lockouts are there, it happens regularly, so performance of the company goes down. So thereby, the profit will be so less or even sometimes loss. So because of this, the share prices would fall, would reaches to even to the nil, 0 point. Even sometimes it becomes negative. When it happens to be a accumulated loss, then we need to go for a reconstruction. So industrial relation plays at another important role in influencing the value of the share. The next best factor is the stability of the government. So just before that we have seen political party influences, but now what is the stability of the government? When there is a stable government, businessmen feel confident to invest in new businesses. Is that so? No? When you are a businessman, the government is stable, then we feel so confident to invest into new businesses and expand the existing businesses also. Production, sales and profit become so high, and consequently share prices would increase. When there is a highly instability in the government, the new investments do not take place. Demand, production and profits also becomes less, and thereby share prices also will fall. So stability of the government is another important factor that influences the value of the share. Next is market sentiments. Market sentiments plays an important role, a key role. So what is that? So it is generally said that sentiments move the markets. Yeah, that's true. When the sentiments move the markets, the prices also fluctuates. The share prices also fluctuate. If there is optimizing among market players, more buying would take place. Optimistic. The market players are highly optimistic, positive. Then more buying would take place. It leads to increase in share price. When the buying takes place, demand increases. In case the market prices players are pessimistic, highly negative, then more selling will take place. When the sales becomes more, supply becomes more, demand reduces, then it pushes down the share prices. I hope I am clear to you all. Yes. So definitely it used to be a part B or part C question in exam if you appear for a end-term semester exam, but it also helps to understand and make a right answer in the quiz, because nowadays the questions are asked in quiz in a different pattern. like assess and reason, validation model. So there will be two statements you need to validate. So these models, the factors definitely helps you to understand and easily appropriately can choose the right answer. So here market sentiments influences the price of the shares. Next, actions of institutional investors. You know who are all institutional investors? The actions taken by them is really influences the share prices. The share prices are influenced by institutional investors such as mutual funds, investment trust, pension funds, LIC. These are some examples to say institutional investor. LIC is the big institutional investor. You know that, right? So they have a large amount of funds at their disposal to invest. When they start buying, the share prices would increase. When they start buying, the share prices increase. When they start selling, the share prices declines. It diminishes drastically, because when the institutional investors comes forward to sell, huge amount float out. So huge shares goes out. So that time the value of the shares comes down, drastically comes down. At the same time it increases drastically. So please make a note. When the LIC announced the share price, the value of their Adani Group's company goes down, so that their investment portfolio goes down. But later slowly captures the earlier remarks. So here it is so clear that the action of the institutional investors influences the share prices. I hope you are able to follow my lecture and be able to track the numbers. Where are we now? Now I request you all to, which factor are we now? Can you say the number? How many factors we discussed? And which is the next number? Post in your comment box. So we have comment box, right? Please post. So I'll be checking how many of you watching my lecture one by one. So the 13th factor, yes, 13th, lucky number in the numerology. 13 is the lucky number. So most of you said 13, I could see in the comment box. Very good. The 13th factor is the level of foreign investment. Yes, nowadays, the recent times, the level of foreign institutional investors, we call in short FII, foreign institutional investors. They have played a significant role in influencing the share prices. Is that right? Yes, definitely. If the level of foreign investment in the market increases, which means they start to buy more number of shares, then the share prices also increases. If the level of foreign investment decreases, if the foreign institutional investor sells their investments, then again the market falls, the prices of the shares goes down. The next factor is returns offered by other markets. So what is that? Return offers by the other markets. If the Indian markets offers high returns, institutional investors, especially the foreign institutional investors, would invest in Indian market. That's true, no? When a particular government or country gives huge return, then foreign institutional investors come forward and invest in Indian markets. So that time demand for shares would increase. So thereby the prices of the shares also rises. In case returns offered by the market in other countries are attractive, that means ours become decreases, then Institutional investors would sell their securities in order to invest in those markets, in those attractive markets. In such cases, shares would be sold in large quantities by decreasing the prices. So the value of the share becomes so less. The next important factor is availability of credit. In case credit is available without much restriction, then investors would borrow to invest in the market. So demand for shares would be increases. Therefore, prices also rises. In case if the credit is restricted, then level of borrowing would come down and demand for the share would also be low. So thereby the prices of the shares will be less. The next, the last factor, the regulation. That is most important. Regulation. Effective regulation. If the stock market is run in a transparent manner, the e-governance, e-governance, right? Transparent governance. So if the regulations happens to be in the stock market in a transparent manner, with effective regulation, then the investors would feel so confident to invest. Therefore, more buying would take place. And stock prices also increases. But when the regulation is ineffective, if scams occurs, for example, Harshad Mehta scam, MSU scam, CRB scam, Ketan scam, etc. Even recent initial public offering scam. So investors would lose their confidence. The investor would get panic and sell all their shares. So when the sales takes place, with a drastic gain, the value of the share, the prices of the share, it decreases. I hope you understood the various factors which we discussed now. How many factors? I request you all to post in the comment. How many factors we have discussed till now? Quick responses expected, please. Post in the comment. As soon as post, you will get a tick mark. I will watch how many of you watched the lecture and understood. Yes, very good. 7 of you responded. Excellent. Yes, 11 of you responded. So good, so quick. 28. So most of you is responding. Very good. So all of you said 16 factors. Excellent. 16 factors. So what are those factors? Let us have a quick recap. So recap always helps you to understand better. The first and foremost factor is demand and supply in the market. Demand and supply in the market. Second, bank rate, interest rate. Third, market players. The fourth one is dividend announcements. The next, management profile. If you have good management profile, high-fi management profile, then your share value will increase. Trade cycle is otherwise called business cycle. So we have 4 phases: boom, depression, recovery, and recession. So during those phases, the market prices fluctuates. Then speculation in the market, that also decides the market price of the share. Then political factors. So either the UK government or BJP government, Congress, or any government in the state or center that decides the value of the share. That also influences. Then industrial relations, which takes place all over the country, that also decides the value of the share. The stability of the government, that's most important for the businessman to feel confident to invest into the business. That helps to increase the share, value of the share. Then got market sentiments, that's most important, another factor. And the sentiments always moves the market. The actions of institutional investor, either domestic institutional investor or foreign institutional investor, that decides the level of foreign investment, FDI, that also decides the returns offered by other markets, Indian market, domestic market, abroad market, etc. So that also decides the value of our share. The availability of the credit, either institutional credit or non-institutional credit, is there an availability? Effective availability of credit, on-time availability. Does not mean that credit is available, apply today and get after 6 months or 9 months. No, availability of credit again. Then effective regulation of the government on the stock market. Now, these factors influences the share market. Thank you. Have a good day. In the next session, we'll be focusing on problems, how to solve different methods. Have a good day.